Oh, right, everyone, how's it going? And I wanted to talk about something because I was watching Two and a Half Men recently. It's one of those kind of shows where, like, I just enjoy it. It's just like a relaxing, like, it's something I like to play, like, listen to, and when I'm playing games and stuff like that, just kind of in the background. And then it got me because we were on to the 8Cs, and this, like, that was the time when, like, he flipped out and done, like, the whole thing and, like, got into a fight with the producers and all that shit. And it kind of got me thinking about, like, mental health and personality-wise and like I think like when you look at Tim, right? For example, if you left in that interview, if you look at Charlie Sheen and you look at the woman that's actually doing it, Charlie Sheen is this guy who obviously has problems. And the thing is, like, when the problem becomes a problem, right? And you look at the woman who's doing the interview, by like, you can just tell, like, right away. I don't know how they do it. Maybe just like Americans seem to have this ability to just make an American show American. I don't know. It just looks so overproduced and shit. But anyway, you can tell the woman woke up and like some sort of like official producer went, "You're interviewing Charlie Sheen today," and she went, "Okay." You know what I mean? Like, and if you look at the two personalities within the room, it's amazing at the fact that like the woman I would describe as your average ignorant individual. Like she has like a very finite focus. It's hard to kind of describe. Like I'm going to admit right freely that Charlie Sheen, he's off his rocker. But what I'll say within that is like there are certain truths that he does speak about. Like he was talking about, she was saying like how it can appear erratic, and she was like using terms about when you last time you used drugs and all that, and they was basically saying like the terms that you use, it's just definable by what's considered like societal norms. Basically, like that's what he's saying. And like I can tell she's a nugget. You know what I mean? Like she has never like thought outside the box kind of way. Do you know what I mean? Like, I mean, if you really think about it, like, this is a kind of stretch on mental health in a whole. If you think of like the people in general who like say like one of the biggest people who have ever suffered depression are philosophers. Like see the biggest people in philosophy, it's because they comprehend and try to interpret the world that's around them every single day. Do you know what I mean? And there is no doubt that ignorance is bliss. Do you know what I mean? And I'm not like going to pretend like Charlie Sheen obviously has issues to work out, but when you look, like just look at how what would kind of society like, I don't know, normal average people would consider like she's the balanced individual just kind of doing an interview, and he's the wild one doing crazy shit and speaking fucking. I mean, it's and that's the only thing. That's the difference. The difference is like what people consider normal. There is no word for like there is no normal. Was only considered by the average. Do you know what I mean? Like people only consider like what the normal of societal like behaviour is based on what average people do. Do you know what I mean? But when somebody steps out of that, it's like whoa, hey ho, he's a fucking mentalist. He's crazy. He's fucking psycho. But like, you know what I mean? I just think people take the world around them and what they see, what they do, how they interpret the world is just all the time is moronic. Do you know what I mean? Like people don't really question what they see a lot. They just kind of go along with it. And like for me, like I'm going to say I'm not like some sort of egomaniac or anything, but not by any means. But like see when I'm driving like along the road in the morning and I see like the roads full of like people in their cars and they're all just going to places they're like a fucking ants and they're just like and like going to their wee jobs and stuff like that. I'm like, you're just doing things like of all those people on the road, how many people actually enjoy what they're doing? And I don't, because like responsibilities kick in, and it's like I've got to make money to have a place to live, and I'm just gonna have to deal with it, and I'm a wee worker bee. Do you know what I mean? I don't like people, but people don't do that. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people, don't, yeah, they get tired, or they get fed up. You know what I mean? The gang, but whether they go to the pub and get like have a few pints or whatever, talk to their pals and shit, and then they go to work the next week. You know what I mean? But like when I look at him, I just like yeah, it's kind of fucked up, but I can see why because maybe like his brain just kind of works differently, like the same as mine. Like I just don't. There's things in this world that I really don't understand, like the way that they work and how people are just kind of blind to it, and like I don't know, people just go through the motions without even kind of really like peeking behind the curtain when they should. You know what I mean? And like, not just I'm saying like I am no like, genius or anything, but it kind of dumbfounds me how people just I don't know go along with what they see or do. You know what I mean? And like things don't bother them, kind of thing. Like they just kind of go, oh, that's the way the world is, or that's the way life is, or like, well, why? Why is that the way? But people just like they hear quotes that make them feel safer. Do you know what I mean? Like that, like say la vie, like that's life. Like okay, that's life. Well, why is that life? Do you know what I mean? Like why is that the way it is? But people don't seem to go beyond that. They don't seem to question beyond that. They just are happy. Um, I don't know, taking an answer for face value rather than questioning it, and like that's the way I feel. To me, that's intelligence. To me, intelligence is people is questioning things. That's like the whole point of a scientist is questioning what you see and trying to find like a profound truth. Do you know what I mean? Whereas like I think like a lot of people just kind of I don't know go with the flow, just kind of like oh, right, okay, whatever. No, I mean like I don't know, like I don't want to be like I know like I'm going to be probably like garbage job. I don't want to be. I don't like want to work in a fucking factory and like just my fucking life to live out and like disappear one fucking day. You know what I mean? Like 50 years from now, whenever like my life ends. You know what I mean? But like most people just kind of I don't know, and like that's why I have like panic attacks and shit. You know what I mean? Because like I just like all this kind of stuff like builds on me. You know what I mean? But like most people just I don't know, it just goes whew, just right over their head, just completely oblivious to it. I don't know. May sound mental. That's the way my shit goes. Any replies are always welcome, and I'll catch you all later.